Hola, bon dia, and welcome to Portugal Dreams. This week we've got a bit more of an update type video for you. So we'll be looking around our veg patch and seeing how everything's growing. We'll be talking a little bit about the goats and the chickens, and of course my mum's got a recipe for you. So watch on and see what happens.
Oh dear, good morning. It's a lovely day again. So I'm just going to start and build the saw what Debbie bought me a while back. So I'll show you what it is and what we're doing. So that's the saw. Well, that's the box for it. I've started building the frame up. It comes with a frame, as it shows on the picture there, and when you get it, it comes in bits. It comes with Spanish, Portuguese and German instructions, but no English. So it comes with 2 packs of bolts. They're the bigger ones, which are probably for the holding the actual saw onto the table. And then there was a little pack which I've poured out into this bag. I've just started separating the bars out so I know what bars are which, although they're not numbered or anything. I'm just going by size, and I've started putting the lower crossbars into place, just so I have an idea of where things are going. So I'm going to continue with that. Each one of these holes has a nut, a bolt and a spring washer and a flat washer. They're a little bit awkward to get on because the spring's quite strong on them, and they need to get it perfectly lined up so you've got enough room to get them on. What I have noticed is the lower bars have 2 holes in them and the top bars only have 1, so that's an easy way of checking you've got the right ones. It doesn't really show you that in the pictures, but anybody else who's building one might come in helpful for. So that's the bottom half of the frame together, so we'll just put the top pieces onto the cross pieces onto the frame at the top, and then we'll tighten it all up. So that's the frame together, it just all wants tightening up. So these rubberized feet keep falling off, so what I'm going to do is just glue them into place. Whether they'll stay on very long is a different matter. I've had other things where they just fall off after a while, so we'll see. So what I've done is mixed up some araldite, and I'll just glue them on and then stand it up. So that's it all put together. I just need to check it is 0 to the bed, and also that it's square at 90 degrees. They're supposed to be preset, but yeah, you never know. They're quite big markers as well, so as you can probably see at the back one. Just try and show you that. It's this arrow, that's your degrees of angle of the tilt of the saw that way, and obviously it turns that way, so that's the angle on there. It does have a lock at that point, so I would hope it's somewhere close to 0. Yeah, otherwise I think it is adjustable all over, so we'll see.
So this morning we're off to a veterinary and farm supplier in Alcaines to get some extra things that we need for the goats. So at the farmers market shop in Alcaine, we managed to get Annie a new collar because she's
broken her other one already. We got them a lovely salt block, and we got some manure for the tomatoes. We couldn't get any hay. Hay's really in short supply here at the moment, and we couldn't get a hay net, so we'll have to source those somewhere else.
And in no time at all, Annie and Mabel have found the salt block and they are very much enjoying it.
So on my way around the garden, I'm just having a look at the trees, see how they're doing, and just noticed that the cherries are starting to get a few berries on them. See a couple on that one. Very small at the moment, obviously, but they are coming, which is good. We like cherries. Or might be get some cherry pies and bakewells and things like that. See if I can get Debbie back baking again. We also have some figs coming. There's a couple on there. Be careful with the grapevine, because the grapevine's also growing through there, so I'll come back down and trim that later. Not too worried about the grapes, but I don't want it strangling the figs. Quite like figs. We still haven't got round to giving this olive tree any attention. We've been doing quite a lot of other things, as you probably know. But it's got quite a lot of runners at the bottom, so we're going to have to get down here and get some jobs done. As you can see, it's quite crowded in the middle as well. They say you should be able to, birds should be able to fly through it. I don't think anything can fly through that at the moment. This is the littler cherry tree. As we said, this one actually blossomed a lot earlier and lost its blossom a lot earlier. I presume they're a different type of cherry, but it's quite well massed in them, as you can probably see. still a little fig just a little bit further up our land. There's a couple on there, not many, but yeah, we'll get one or two off it. And this one's right near the top of our land, and as you can see the fruits are quite a lot darker. I don't know whether that's because they're going to be a darker fig or whether it's because they haven't been coming out as long, but we'll see. I've also just come to the top end of the garden where the pomegranate is, and got a couple of flowers on there as well. So we did chop these back this year, so hopefully we might get a few pomegranates. We only got 2 last year, I think it was. This bush doesn't seem to have anything on it at all at the moment. I believe, I ain't dead certain, but there's male and female ones, so that was me just getting a belt off the electric fence as I walked past it. So yeah, you know, if we get a couple off it, it's better than nothing at all. But yeah, we did trim it back just to hopefully make them grow a bit more.
So the garlic that I'm rooting has done really well. That's only taken maybe a week to root, so that's ready for planting.
So as you probably saw earlier, the farmer's been down and cut down our grass. He's left us a strip, so we've got something for the goats to eat as well. So we'll be putting the goats back on there tomorrow for a little while, as well as in the little compound we've made them where they can go loose. Yeah, just cut this down quite well. There's 1 or 2 bits where it's a bit humpy bumpy where you ain't quite caught, but it's done a hell of a job, you know, it's nice. There's a bit to do around the trees and whatever, but all in all, yeah, it's great. We do just what we need, you know. Keeps us legal, I think, for cutting down, keeping control, so it's all good. This is the walnut tree which Carol, one of our subscribers, kindly donated. As you can see, it's beginning to sprout quite nicely now. It gets watered all day. I'm using a dribble method, so I've got a little hole in the bottom of the bottle and it just dribbles out constantly. I keep that topped up. That's what I've just been doing at the moment, just topping this one up. I'm going down to the next one to top that, and as you can see, it's, well, that's a bit quicker than what it seems to come out, but it just dribbles out and keeps it watered. I think when the hole's sort of on the ground, it stops it running out as fast. Seems to last all day, which is good. So I usually do them once a day. So I've just got that one done. Down to the other one where the hazelnut, which also Carol donated. And as you can see, the bottle's nearly empty. It's squeezed itself up because it sort of vacuums a little bit. It's not quite working as I'd like it to, but it is working. It keeps the ground damp, and it is growing, is the hazelnut. Just lift that down so I can get at it. I'll show you what it's doing dribble wise. Well, actually it's just letting air in now, so, but you can see it dripping, I hope. And that's what it does all day. But this one I'm going to go and top up now.
So this is the seed table, newly planted today. I've put in some thyme. I've also put in some rosemary. The basil's coming along nicely, and so are the red onions that Ellie Rose planted. The chives are not doing too well. We've only got like 2 come through, so I've put some more seeds in. And that's a walnut tree that the farmer next door gave us the other day. So we've just put it in a pot for now because it's quite small. These are the pepino, the Portuguese cucumbers. They're coming along nicely. And in here I saved last year some seeds from the melon that the farmer gave us. I didn't think they would do anything, but it does look like we might have a couple just coming through there. So hopefully we might even get to plant some melons. And then in here I've just seeded some carrots this morning. We're a bit behind with growing things in the way of seeding them and then planting them, eating them, etc. I think we've got some carrots that are very nearly ready for eating, and I've not seeded any more until today. But this year's just a learning curve. So in this bed we lost all of the cabbages and the purple broccoli, which was there in the middle between the onions and the carrots. The cabbage fly got them. I have planted the garlic, which I'd rooted myself, so we'll see how that does. It's looking a bit dry. I think it needs a bit more water. All the strawberries are doing lovely. We've got lots of flowers, and here even the start of a strawberry there, so that'll be lovely. The onions are doing well, and the carrots are also doing well. They shouldn't be too long before they're ready. And there's Annie and Mabel getting used to the electric fencing. But there's another story. Oops, sorry. The lettuce that we got from plug plants, that's doing beautiful. It did die back a bit and we thought we were going to lose them, but they're coming along nicely. Shouldn't be too long before we can start and nip some leaves off for a salad. The peppers again are just holding their own. I'm thinking it could be down to the quality of the compost. This one's not from our usual place. The strawberries, they're coming along lovely. This was they was put in about 2 or 3 weeks after the first lot that I've just shown you. And there's the radish that Ellie Rose planted from seed. They're doing lovely too. I'm just going to take you around and show you the lettuce that the farmer gave to us. That bed's not ready yet. This one's only half ready. Yeah, these are the lettuce that the farmer gave to us, and they're coming along lovely. Again, I thought I was going to lose those, but they seem to die back and then come again. Feels looking lovely where the farmer's cut it all.
So I've just come out to check on the goats, and as you can probably see, Mabel's decided she's climbing up the tree. She has been a lot higher than that when I first come out. I had to go back for the camera. Of course, now I'm here, she's pretending not to have been doing it. There she goes. I'm a bit concerned about her climbing this tree, to be honest, because it is quite hollow. I don't know whether it'll break if she gets too far up it. Don't know whether you can see Annie there, just sticking her head above. She's trying to get to the olive, but it's just that little bit far off. She's tethered at the moment because there's some good long grass down at the bottom, and the farmer next door said, you know, put her on it for now. So we're just watching the temperature, and you do have to move goats round every now and again apparently, so yeah, that's what they're doing, just going round there for a bit. We did leave a strip, or he did leave a strip, did the farmer, down at the bottom, just to let the goats have something different, a different place to go. But I'm trying to keep them down that side, to the left of the tree, down the bottom, because we've got our orange and lemons at the right side, so I'm hoping Mabel don't spot them. She's trying to figure out how to get further up these, to get these branches, and hopefully she's not going to have any success, and then she'll leave them alone. So this is the tree what holds our wire for our pump, for the borehole, for the water, and as you can see, it's rotten, and as bits fall off, our wire keeps getting lower and lower, and it's getting to the point now where you can't walk under it. So I'm going to have to do something with that. Again, it's another piece what I'm waiting for to come out of the roof, because as it comes out I can put a new pole up. No point wasting. So I've had a look at the bigger cherry trees I showed you the other day, and I've just had another wander around the garden, just watering the plants. When I've come back I thought I'd just have a look at the really small cherry trees which are near the top, and they're absolutely massed. It's like that on few branches. I'm really surprised how many there is on such a small tree. So I just walked over to the other one, which is about 12 feet away, and that's got very few on it really. It's got one or two on that branch, and a few on that branch starting to come. Still plenty of time yet for them to come through, but yeah. So I'm surprised how much difference there is on two trees so close together.
Yeah, so that's where the one we've just been looking at is, and that's where the one that's absolutely masked with cherries is, so there really isn't much difference at all between the two.
No.
So I'm feeling really proud today because I have got my licence for keeping livestock. It states that I am allowed to keep 2 cows, 6 goats or sheep, or a mixture of goats and sheep, 2 horses, 4 pigs, 100 birds, chickens, etc., and 80 rabbits. I really can't see us keeping all that on here. There just isn't enough room. So I'm not quite sure whether you need to go back and actually let them know what it is you are going to keep, because in a different column it says again 6, which is next to cabra goats. So I do know that we are allowed up to 6 goats. I would think we are licensed for all those, but I'm not 100% sure, so if anybody knows, I have translated it, but that's my understanding of it, that that's the maximum we're allowed. It was fairly easy to do, and it was only €9. We went to a building at the back of the tribunal. Can you remember what it's called, Ellie Rose? In Fundau. It was like a council office. We went in on Monday and was told to go upstairs, then we were sent back down, then we were sent back up, then we were sent back down. Nobody seemed to know whether we needed a licence or not, but I'd already telephoned the veterinary surgeon because I wanted to get Annie and Mabel vaccinated and wormed, and he said we needed an exploration mark. So that's what you need to ask for if you want to keep livestock in Portugal. It's called an exploration mark. When I told them that vet had said we needed it, then we was told to go back on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. We spoke to somebody on Wednesday at 10, and it was quite simple to do, apart from the Wi-Fi was down, so we went in the morning, but we had to go back in the afternoon to pick it up. You need your NIF number, proof of your address, and you need a map of your land so they can see how much land you've got, or your certificate, your rustica certificate, which states how many square meters you have, hectares or whatever. So yeah, that's quite easy to do. Once you've done that, you can then register them with a livestock vet and get the medication and everything that they need. So in our excitement when we first showed you the goats, we forgot to tell you how we got them, how we come to acquire them, and we've got to tell you a little bit about them, so we're going to do that today. Yeah, Mabel's about Annie's about a year old. Mabel's about 10 to 12 weeks old, and it was a friend of mine who needed to cut down on the amount of animals that she has, because you're only licensed for so many depending on the size of your plot of land, and she wanted them to go to a good home. We weren't really ready for goats. We weren't intending to get them until next year, but as I say, this friend wanted us to have them, so we said yes, we would have them, and we did our best to get as ready as we could. As you know, they're in a small chicken run at the moment, but they're only dwarf pygmy goats, so there's plenty of height and plenty of room in one of those for them. But the intention is that eventually they will go into the barn that Steve's put all the straw in for now. But the roofers are here doing some roofing work on the big barn. Hello, darling. Annie's very loving. Mabel was still trying to get tame. I think Annie's going to help herself, Ellie Rose.
I'm going to have to get more melon.
Yeah, so they've got a temporary home at the moment in the shed, and sorry, I'm distracted with Annie. She's about to eat the camera.
Annie! Look what been got.
Yeah, so we're doing our best. We've got them some electric fencing, which we've put into a small area, which will be moved shortly, because you do need to stagger your grazing to stop them getting worms and other infections. Come on then, Mabel, you're missing out by not being tame. You need to come and get some, otherwise Annie's going to eat it all.
Annie is the very social one of the two of them. Mabel is Miss Independent. She wanders off, does whatever she wants really, which is another reason why she had to be within the electric fence, because she tried to go to the farmer's goats.
And she also wanders off and then
Annie gets upset.
Annie gets upset if she's not near her. She kind of mothers her, but they are actually sisters. They're from the same mother, but from different fathers. So today I'm making pizza dough. So I'm just sieving 12 ounces of just plain flour. Yeah, there we are. Then I'm going to make a well in the centre and just add a tablespoon of olive oil. This is from our village shop, this olive oil. I got 5 litres. And it's absolutely gorgeous, really good stuff. And then we need 2 tablespoons of sugar. And pop that in the centre. And 1 tablespoon of yeast. Definitely need this on my shopping list this week. I think we've probably just about made it. It's a little bit under, but as pizzas, we don't need them to rise massively. I'm sure it'll be fine. And a teaspoon of salt. That's not working very well. Let me just open this up a bit. I'm just going to scatter that around the edges, not in the middle where the yeast and oil is. And then I've got water, which is like body temperature, 8 ounces. I'm just going to start and pour that in the centre, mix that with the yeast and the oil. And then I'm going to pop this in the machine now. So it's going to go in with a paddle. Just until it all comes together. So now I'm going to swap the paddle for a dough hook, and I'm going to mix that for 7 minutes. So that's been kneading for 7 minutes. Let's get all this off. So rather than use 2 bowls to do this, I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil Just use a pastry brush to grease that side. And I'll just push that down the dough onto the other side, and then just oil that bit as well. I'm just going to cover that with a bit of cling film and a towel and put it somewhere warm for an hour or two. So I've had that outside for a couple of hours proving. It's more than doubled in size. I'm just going to take it out now and roll it into 3. Divide it into 3 to make 3 pizzas. Got my floured board, floured my rolling pin. Just keep rolling and flouring. And I'll pop it in one of the tins. And I'll just carry on with that with all 3. So that's all 3 of them rolled out now. Just move that bowl so you can see. And I'm just going to put some olive oil on, and then I'll cover them in plastic, cling film, should I say, and let them rise a bit long, but let them rise a little bit, and then they'll be ready to put the toppings on. So I'm just going to cook the onion. And then once the onion's translucent, I'll add the bacon. I've got some chorizo prepared, some pepperoni, some cooked chicken, and I'm going to use some pesto, oregano, I've got the mozzarella cheese and a tomato paste. There's only me eats the tomato paste, they just have the pepperoni on. No. The basil on. Pesto! Get it right eventually. Just add the bacon now. Let that fry up for a few minutes. So that's cooked now. So I'll pop it back on the plate. And start and prepare the bases. So I'm just going to add some pesto, a tiny bit of extra oil, and just spread that around a bit. And then I'm going to add some of the ingredients on the top. And some of the bacon and onion. Might need a little bit more than that. Pop some pepperoni on. Or tea. Steve likes pepperoni. Pop the mozzarella on. Few herbs. We might need a little bit more mozzarella actually. This is Steve's, he doesn't like tomato on the bottom.
Don't like tomato full stop.
So that's that one ready to go in the oven on about 200, 210 depending on your oven. And I'll just continue and do the others and then show you when they're finished. So that's all 3 pizzas ready to go in the oven now. It's a fan oven, so they all can go on different shelves, and they're on about 200, 210. They should take about 15 minutes. So that's the finished result. Ellie, Rose and Steve are already eating theirs, and this is my pizza. I won't eat it all, I'll save some for tomorrow lunch.
That's all for this week. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed, please remember to like, subscribe and ring that notification bell to be informed of future videos with us. You can also leave a comment below. We absolutely love hearing from you guys. You can also head down to the links below to our Instagram and Facebook. Both are @Portugal Dreams to get more updates from us. Thank you. Bye.